You want to know the divorce rate in 1997?
Yes.
4.3%.
What is it now?
52%.
Yeah, but we're still not gonna get it.
This is Water Buffalo TM. Motherfucker. Water Buffalo TM is back with another Buff Talk.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Old School Matt here. We are back with another Buff Talk, and today I'm joined by the one and only Mrs. Buffalo, Annika Hansen. And today we're going to be doing a podcast where we dive deep into the deep, dark secrets of our relationship. That's my girlfriend, Annika Hansen. So today we're basically going to be doing a relationship podcast for you guys, talking about different things that involve our relationship. And
Just take my retainer out. Edit that one out.
put the microphone a little bit closer to your mouth.
Okay, but edit that one out.
But basically, we're going to be doing a podcast where we talk about some questions that were given to us by a book called 101 Questions to Ask Before You Get Engaged. We did a couple questions before. They weren't as spicy and as juicy, but
They're not that spicy, babe.
We're going to start off with the first question of this list, and it's going to be, what have you learned from your previous relationships that will make you feel better, that will make you a better partner for someone at this time? Every relationship can be a learning experience. For some, it makes them wiser. For others, it makes them weary. Not whether the responses are basically blaming the other person. Did your partner learn more about the opposite sex or about themselves in the previous relationships? What would they do differently in your relationship?
You want to go first or you go first? Okay, it's weird because I'm not talking like directly to you. Like I'm talking in front of a camera.
No, you're talking to me. We're just having a conversation. Come on, you're talking to me. We're having a conversation.
Okay, I think things that I have learned from my previous relationship would be to find somebody that aligns with your values and your goals and your lifestyle that would reduce like a lot of the differences that you discuss or argue about. And secondly, I think that I have learned that communication is very important, and to always say how you feel and always say what you think, but always say it in a nice way and respectfully and kindly.
Okay, so in my instance, I would say I learned the exact opposite of her. I'm not even joking. I'm being serious. I learned the exact opposite. I learned not to talk too much when something is going on and to learn a little bit more about reading an individual and reading your partner before engaging in crazy arguments.
But you don't have to argue, babe.
Okay.
You discuss.
Yeah, but even in our relationship, I don't give you everything, because if I give you everything, it leads to argument. So I take a step back. And
but why you do not give me?
I don't give you everything.
What do you give me?
No, like I don't give you everything. I don't tell you everything exactly from my perspective. Like if I'm angry about something or I'm thinking about something, which we don't really, thankfully, we don't really have like too much crazy shit.
But you obviously you agree that you have to be, like align with a person's values and morals and lifestyle.
Yeah. Why does your microphone sound so much better?
I don't know.
Do you hear that?
Yes, I don't know what to do about it.
Okay. But basically, yeah, that's what I learned about in my past relationship. So let's go into question.
No, that doesn't make any sense. You must
I literally learned the opposite. You're talking about communication, and you're talking about what did you say? Peacefulness. That I agree. Peacefulness. Not being like fucking Like it's a war
No,
zone.
just finding somebody that you agree with
Oh yeah. Obviously,
and that you like align with your values and your lifestyle.
Yeah, we know that. We know me and you
Like
are
I
both,
couldn't be with you if you were lazy.
I know, and I know that that's what problem you've discussed to me before. Thank God I'm not lazy. No, I know that's something that me and you are both like. I mean, any sane person would want to be with someone that's like similar to them. And, like if you're, it's very difficult to be with somebody that's like different from you.
Yeah.
I think that creates a lot of animosity. I'm not saying that you have to, because me and you have somewhat different personality traits, but we're like typically the same person.
Yeah.
In our day to day.
Kind of.
But when you're talking about communication, I'm talking about I over communicated in my last relationship, and now I under communicate with you, but I communicate more effectively.
Yeah, that's fine. But just say how you feel and be nicey about it.
Okay, I will.
Okay, nice. I read this one.
No, let me read it.
No, I don't want to read this one. You read the last one.
Describe your explicit sexual journeys over the past 10 years, including high and low points.
Why would you even say that? Because this is literally a Christian book.
Okay, read it.
Describe your spiritual journey over the past 10 years, including high and low points. Perhaps neither of you have ever thought about this or mapped it out. It's time to do so. What caused the low points? What contributed to the high points? Is there a pattern to the journey? Where would you each like to be in the next 10 years, and what would you need to do to make it happen? Is it asking about the 10 years thing in regards to spiritual journey, or is it asking just general?
You want to go first?
Okay. I have been a Christian since I've been born, so over the past 10 years, but I'm Christian and he's Catholic, so we're not the same, but kind of are the same. Like, we both believe in God and we like whatever. But what's 10 years? 11. So I think I got probably in the past 10 years, like I've gotten baptized and I've like been closer and less like further away from God over like certain periods of time. Like when I get really busy, I get really like dependent on my. Are you good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
Because you just snapped for no reason.
No, I was just snapping.
Like when I get really busy, sometimes I get distracted. So over the past 10 years, I'd say that my relationship with God has overall probably grown, but it's definitely had like its highs and lows.
I would say I agree with you. Over the past 10 years, I definitely have had high and low points in terms of like faith. That's what we're talking about. But I've definitely learned that I've picked and paved out a way of religion that's worked for myself. And I think me and you have a good understanding of each other's religion and each other's like habits and how we like to live life. And I think that's the most important thing. Just respecting like what we do. Like I go to her church. She's never been to mine. But because I
offered to go on Christmas and you said no. And I always tell you I'll go with you and you just never even bring me. So that is literally your fault. No, it's literally your fault, not mine, because at least I invite you. You never even invite me.
No, that's true. But I think that we both have a respectful understanding of how our religions work. There are things I mean, I don't think you have any problems with my religion. Every problem you have with my religion, I have with it too. And every problem you have with I have with your religion.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. But it's not about religion. Sure. I just think overall both of us have probably grown closer to God, which is good.
Yes.
And I like going to church together. It's really nice.
I'm atheist. What are 3 of the most vivid memories you can recall from birth to age 18?
Oh, man.
When I got molested by my uncle.
Stop.
I'm having fun. I don't get to have fun on these podcasts. I'm always serious and talking about like not masturbating and being fucking...
Whether the memories are positive or negative events, who are the significant people involved? How have these memories shaped this person's life? Who we are today is a reflection of our past experiences.
All right, 3 memories quick.
No, you go first. It's going to take me a while to think about because I literally don't know.
When I would say the first one would be when I was younger and people would, I don't know if it's one vivid memory, NBC. It's just like one instant.
I don't know. Like, I don't have one.
Okay, I'll just say like an instance. Embarrassment when I was younger, and I'll say specifically, I talked about this before in another episode, when I was playing baseball, and it was like I just kept not being able to do the simplest tasks. And it was throwing a ball back to the pitcher. That embarrassment shaped a lot of the ways I live my life. Like, I try to be very, like, I try to take embarrassment and, like kind of like putting myself out there as, like, a positive thing now. So I would say like that moment. I don't know if that's like a specific memory, but one time I threw the ball back to the pitcher and it missed and we lost the game type of stuff. So one of those moments. Another one would be definitely the moment that I left to go to college, and I would say the day that my first payment of rent went out the door, and I didn't have a job at the time. So like just having financial responsibilities when I was in college. And then number 3 would be when my grandpa died, for sure.
Oh yeah, see, I don't know about my grandparents dying. They never died. Two of them died, but I don't even remember it. My first memory would be Germany. I mean, I can't really say a vivid one, but just my trips to Germany and spending time with my grandparents. Specifically, I would say maybe Christmas. Like, we would always go sledding, and we would like, I remember vividly, having actual candles on the Christmas tree on Christmas because it was a fire hazard, and getting like gifts from my grandparents. So that was really fun. My second one, I don't know, maybe graduation. I mean, that was like pretty significant because that was one of like my greatest achievements so far, I think. And then my third one, I don't know. Skip next.
Oh, go. Oh, it says birth to age 18.
Oh, I guess that would have been 20, so that wouldn't count for me then.
We'll just play it. Last one. One more.
Oh, why do you even say that? Like, why you even have to remind me of that?
One more. Quick, come on, buddy.
I would say probably getting baptized would be another one. That was a really good memory. I remember that specifically. On the beach.
Question 9. We hear a lot about compatibility. What does this mean to you? Compatibility means being capable of living together harmoniously, no cohabitation until marriage or after marriage.
Stop.
Or getting along together well. It means to be in agreement, to combine well. It also means blending together so a relationship enhances instead of interferes with each partner's capabilities. A couple needs to work on compatibility in all areas of the relationship, and those who become compatible have certain characteristics of skills that will help them develop in compatibility. They flex, they stretch, adapt, and change. There's no other way.
Yeah, this is a good question. So compatibility means to me that I like things done in a very certain way, and in order for you to be compatible with me is to at least just try to do them my way. That's all that matters to me.
What are some things I don't do your way?
No, like, we wouldn't know until we lived together one day.
Compatibility for me means to be able to have my own space and for you to leave me alone when I need to be left alone. I'm being serious. You know that though, alright? You know that I like... But
not your own room.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
You can have an office with a pull-out couch that's very uncomfortable from like dirty and bed bugs and Facebook Marketplace kind of pull-out couch. And if you want to sleep there, that's fine.
Listen, I'm being serious. If you and I ever got to a point where we're going to live together, we're going to have enough money to where we're not going to have 2 rooms. It's going to be like 4 or 5 rooms, and I will have my own room.
But why do I want to get married to you just to sleep by myself?
You don't have to sleep by yourself. But
who am I going to sleep with?
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, in nights that I need my space, like, I feel like it's very healthy for relationships to have space, and I'm actually very thankful that I think this way, and we're not seeing each other on every instance, all the time, always, because it's healthy. It's healthy for us to have our own space. And I'm not talking about me going out with my boys to get drinks and fucking go here and there and fucking vacation. No, like, I just need space for myself. And you know what my space is? It's like my business time,
but not to sleep.
my workout
you can
time.
Sleep with me and then go have your space the next day.
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind sleeping with you sometimes, but sometimes I'm serious. You don't understand. It's just
this will be a topic for further discussion for like more days after this day.
I've told you.
I know, and I've told you that I don't love that idea.
It might break us up. Then.
No.
Is it a deal breaker for you if I don't sleep with you every night if we ever get married?
No, but if you're sleeping on the couch like for 4 days out of the week because you don't want to sleep with me because you need to be productive, and you can't sleep with your wife because you want to be productive, then yes, that will make me not happy.
Alright guys, this is going to be the end of the podcast for today.
4 days?
I don't know about 4 days, but if I have like a week where I'm just like, babe, I got a lot of stuff going on.
Okay, that's fine, but not 4 days every week. If you have like 1 week where you're like really, really busy and you're just working like 3 days straight, like literally all through the night.
I mean, there's sometimes where
But then the next week you sleep with me 7 days.
All right, we're gonna move on for now. To what extent do you see the way you both communicate as similar? In what ways do you think it's different? What does this phrase "learn to speak your partner's language" mean to you? So we read a book called
The
Five Love Languages.
Yes, but that's not communication. That's just, it's a great book.
Terrible book. I didn't.
It's a great book.
Nope, terrible.
Yes, it's a great book.
I remember specifically some fucking personal trainer guys like, dude, you guys are gonna love this book on the beach, and I was like,
yes, because it's a great book.
it's not a good book.
It's literally a good book.
No, it's not a good book.
Yes, it is a good book.
It's a good book for normies. I'm not a normie. You're a normie. Anyways, to what extent do you both communicate as similar? In what ways as different? Okay.
Matt doesn't communicate really.
No?
So that's probably what's different. No, you don't really talk. You just like say, "Get away from me. I need to think by myself." And when you're like stressed or whatever, or like upset or angry, you just don't want to have anything to do with me.
I don't. Do I ever blow up on you?
No.
No, be honest.
No, you don't blow up on me, but sometimes you like say things. You're just like, "It's the truth. It's the truth. I'm just being honest." But it's mean. And you mean to be mean about it.
No.
Yes, like you could definitely say some of the things where you're like, "I'm just being honest. It's the truth." You could definitely say some of it nicer, but you just don't even really want to because you're angry. So you just kind of like word vomit.
You think I'm angry sometimes? Or you think I'm more
I think
disappointed
you're
and annoyed?
irritated. I think you're irritated.
Because angry would be like
No, you'd never yell at
like explanation points, like, you know what I'm saying?
No.
That's not angry. It's just saying like,
No, that's just
cool.
you being annoying.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that irritates me.
I know
Every
it irritates
time
you.
you're being annoying.
Hey,
Like,
listen,
bye.
in the time, and I'll be clear and transparent, like in the times we've had arguments and disagreements, within like a day, we usually get over the shit. It's never really lasted that long. Thankfully.
Yeah. But I'm just a lot more like, I try to resolve arguments because this is going to be like weird, but like in the Bible it says not to let the sun go down when you're angry. And I literally have never forgotten that verse ever. And so I always try to resolve things before I would like go to sleep because I don't like to go to sleep when we're mad at each other or anything like that.
Definitely. We fight every day.
No, we don't fight every day. I just talk
Honestly,
more than you.
We don't fight.
We don't really fight.
I could probably like, and I'm being serious, not just because the cameras are on. Like, I could probably count like as much as sometimes I critique certain things. I can really count like maybe like 5 to 6 times we ever had like serious arguments.
Yeah.
But even then, like they weren't like anything crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe like 1 or 2 of them. No, I'm serious. That was like when we first were getting to know each other. We were just feeling each other out.
Yeah.
When a person marries,
This is the one.
they sever the cord of dependency and the allegiance on their parents. If you marry, which of these will be the most difficult to sever and why? I don't understand the question.
Like, it's basically saying, like, are you willing to, like, have
sure
less
that's
of
what
a
it is?
relationship with your parents? I'm pretty sure. I mean, what do they mean by being dependent on your parents? That they're not paying for your stuff? Obviously, when you get married, they're not going to be paying for your stuff anymore. But what do they mean by allegiance? Like, I don't...
Yeah, I think this is a bad question because I think that what it's asking is like, if we want to go out and live our own life, is our parents going to hold us back? But I think
To us. But I don't really think that
yeah.
they wouldn't hold us back. It's just be like... I don't think that we would want to.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Like,
Me and her
we
both,
like
being around our family. I don't think it's gonna be like a no. I think we're gonna want to stay.
We want to stay local to our families for sure.
Is it easier or difficult to pray with a person you're in a relationship, and for what reason? Yeah, we pray with each other.
Yeah, we pray with each other, but you pray silently.
No, I pray out loud.
No, brother, you tell me I always have to pray out loud, and you never do.
Because I want
pray
you to
out
work
loud.
on your speaking skills.
Hey, what?
All right.
Wait, did I even read the second half of it?
Come on, you don't give a fuck about God. They don't. People don't care about religion.
Edit that out.
No,
Yeah,
it's
edit
true.
it
People
out.
don't want to listen to it, and we answered the question.
Because
No,
it's a
not.
Christian book. This is your fault for choosing this book.
Okay, I didn't choose his book. Patrick David chose his book. He's a very great guy. To what degree are you a saver or a spender when it comes to money?
Yeah, sorry, babe. They're not so juicy as you thought they were. I told you.
No, towards the end they're juicy.
Okay. You want to go first on this one?
I would say I'm a mixture of both, but I'm a spender when it comes to things that I feel like are worth it, and I'm a saver when it comes to like just trying to like build a financial future. Like I'm not like a, you know me, like I wear the same clothes all the time. Like I'm not like a.
Yeah, like he doesn't spend money on stuff like stupid stuff. Besides if they're like for his business or electronics or gym stuff.
Stupid stuff. Thank you.
His stupid stuff. Yeah, I'm not really. I think I'm mostly a saver, but I kind of also have like instant gratification. So like if I see something on Amazon that I want, like I don't really hesitate. But I do think about it twice, you know.
You're not.
But I save pretty much everything.
There's like people that are like way worse.
Yeah.
I feel like I think that's not something that we.
But I saw somebody post, they're like, act like you're broke every single day of your life. Like,
that's true.
You should act like you're broke.
I know I ate out today. Actually, no, I didn't. I don't know.
Actually, yeah, you did. You went to Sprouts.
No, but I got food for the house.
But you went to Sprouts for lunch, but then you returned it because it was expired.
But yeah, for the most part, I don't think we have like that type of money problem, so that's good.
Yeah.
How has your relationship with Jesus Christ changed his current relationship? We answered that question already, but this is so Christian. It's great. Yours is good. Let's just keep going.
Yeah, I don't think it's really changed at all.
Describe what your life was like before you met your current partner. Describe what you were like before you met your current partner. Juicy. She was a party girl.
No, I was not.
I hope not.
Are you going to go first or me?
Go first.
So what was my life like before I met you? Pretty much exactly. I mean, pretty much exact. I mean, how far back?
I don't know.
Like just like right before I met you, or when?
No, like let's go to like just overview. 45 seconds. How have you changed over the past 5 years? Like what phases have you been through?
I went through what?
No,
Stop being rude, okay? It's really not nice.
What?
Stop being rude. I don't really think I've changed all that much. Like, the past few years, the only thing that I've really been doing is, like, school. Focusing on my school, focusing on my graduation, focusing on my job. And that's always been my priority for the past few years, and it still has. I mean, since I've graduated, it's been different, but I graduated when I'm, like, after I met you, so that wouldn't really count. But I don't really think that my life was that different before I met you. I just think that you made it so much better, babe. It was so much better.
Okay, so I'll tell you in 5 years, a span of going from the popular person in high school to going to college and also trying to be the popular person in college to...
And being the popular person.
No.
Your mom said that you went to your fraternity house. She's like, at least 20 people came up to him.
No. Going from like childish, but having a sense of like what I wanted in life to forming to like a mindset of being more mature, but not necessarily knowing what I needed to do, to being the same level of maturity, maybe a little bit more, and knowing what my direction was in life, and like a little bit more focused, a little bit more goal driven. And I think now I'm fully like at the point where I think that I'm going to be shifting gears to like make another change in my life. So like I was never a bad person, but I was definitely immature. I definitely was like, if I met you back then, like, just to be real with you, I don't think we would have been, I think we would have worked out.
Really?
Yeah. But I wish I could be different. I mean, I didn't do anything crazy, but I just wasn't the same person. Like, if you were to see me back then, you were to see me now. Like, it's just like, if you talk about the term maturity and like owning up for your stuff, you would see a very big difference. My work ethic has always been hard, but it's just always been pointed in the wrong directions.
Yeah.
So. She did porn before she met me.
Yeah, I did that.
All right, guys, it's been a great episode. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. It's been great having you in my life, and
yeah,
we'll definitely reconnect.
Yeah, okay,
later.
good talk. Next question.
She said it, so I have to start thinking about that now.
Shut up, babe. I literally did not. Next question.
dreams and aspirations. Question number 17. What are the questions about me you've always wanted to ask but never have? Oh my god, I would ask so many fucking questions.
What?
Questions that you've wanted to ask me but you've never had to ask. There's a lot of questions I would ask you, but I'm not going to ask you on camera.
No, ask. Excuse me. You said that it was personal. You would just edit it out, so ask me.
No thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
Go.
Go.
I think it's very important. I'm going to throw a disclaimer in here that not everything that you do needs to be shared with everybody. There's certain personal things that stay within yourself. And I think that's very important. Not saying you should hide things from your partner, but I think that like there's certain things that just like just leave them at bay.
Yeah. But like, if I could know everything about your last relationship that was like made you tick, then yeah, I would ask you that because you don't really talk about it.
Talk about what?
Like your last, like your life before, like your past relationships and stuff. Like if I were to ask you, like you don't really like to talk about that stuff.
What are you talking about? I told you everything.
Not really.
Dude, I'm very vocal about like what I don't want and what I do want.
I know, but like you're not really like. I mean, okay, I feel like there wouldn't really be anything now. Because, like, I feel like I know you a lot better. But, like, before, I was like, you need to tell me, like, stuff.
No, and that's
was a problem. But you don't like to talk about that stuff.
What questions you got?
I don't really think I would ask you. I feel like if I had a question, I would just ask it to you. I don't really care.
There are certain things about yourself that I've thought about asking, but I've pretty much seen all the answers to the questions that I need for right now. Yeah, I can't think of. I mean, nothing that would be appropriate for like a video. But
then cut it out and tell me right now. No, tell me because I want to know.
No, well,
just tell me because
like it, maybe I'll ask you on another thing.
What do you mean?
Serious, like, there's no questions that like would warrant like that's not super personal that I wouldn't want to ask to her right now. Maybe like. And you've answered a lot of my questions because I've always been very. I don't know what you're talking about. I've always told you what ticked me.
Literally, yeah, right.
What irritated me and what didn't irritate me. I've always told you.
That like, okay.
You don't agree?
No.
Yeah, like I said, there's not anything that I want to ask you right now, like because we've known each other for almost a year. This is like when you first meet type of questions. But I mean, these are said
before you get engaged.
These are the questions. No. I mean, these are the questions that I've asked you, and I can put them out there. I'm just gonna be completely honest with you. You want me to be blunt and real?
Yeah, but ask me stuff you haven't asked me.
No, but there's nothing. But
like, I feel like there is.
There is, but there's nothing that I would like to speak to on. Like, there's nothing I would say on a camera, and nothing I would say to you.
Why?
It's just things that I think about that. It's just personal stuff, bro. But listen, these are the questions that I would ask her if I just met her, and these are serious. So. Be real. What was your past like? In terms of how many people have you been with in the past? What was your family like? What are your friends like? What are your friends' relationships like? What do you do for fun? What is your job? Obviously, you'll figure out these things. What jobs have you had in the past? If you had to tell me something that would like be of your like personality, like if there's something about you that's in your personality that's like really stands out that like any normal person would be afraid of, or like you don't have something like that. But
afraid of?
I don't know, like if you have like schizophrenia or you have anxiety or you take like specific medications or something that like.
But nobody would be afraid of that except for you. I mean, I would be like red flag if you were.
I think a lot of people would be disturbed if their partner had some like schizophrenia or some shit like that.
Schizophrenia, but like everybody's on like anxiety medications. Like a lot of people on like antidepressants. And
stuff. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm like I have a specific standard of how I like to live my life, but like I'm not gonna ask you your vaccination records and shit like that. Like I'm just saying like if you
I would.
If you have like a crazy
on our first date we talked about
but yeah, that's the question. It's just like I'd be blunt if I just met you. I'd be like, I want to know how many guys you've been with. I want to know what your last relationship was like. I want to know who you've been with. I want to know who your friends are. I want to know, sorry babe, but I want to know, have you had crazy piercings? How many tattoos do you have? Have you ever dyed your hair?
I have 3 tattoos, and it's Matt's least favorite thing about me.
Have you dyed your hair? A crazy color. Like, I need to know all these things. Not that I would like take them and be like, all right, you know, she's out. But I would definitely like consider. I have a list on my phone, but I don't. My phone's recording. So, but yeah, these are questions that I'd ask you, to be honest.
Well, you already know all these things about me.
Yeah.
And I would never ask you this question.
You would never ask me those questions?
I don't think that I would ask you. Like, I mean,
What if
maybe
I slept with
would.
100 women?
I hope that I would never ever be attracted to somebody who would sleep with 100 women. Like, if you were the type of person who would sleep with 100 women, there would be a lot of other things about your personality and your lifestyle that would be a red flag to me to begin with, and I don't think I would ever even get involved with that. So, like, I think just like judging off of who you are.
Also, if you do drugs or if you've done drugs in the past, if you've
But you see, like, I don't think we've ever like actually talked about that. You just know. Like, I have never asked you. You'd say it.
like what type of, I mean, no, if you were like, yeah, I did cocaine once, or like I tried like, you know, doing this a couple times, I would understand. But like if you're like, yeah, I did a lot of coke, or I was like every weekend I was like, also like what's your idea of fun? An open-ended question. What's your idea of fun? I like going to Clematis and having drinks with my friends on Sunday, and you know sometimes on Friday night we'll go out for like ladies' night. Like those are questions that I'd ask. And for people are watching this video, most of you guys are probably gonna be like, what the fuck's wrong with you? But I just have a very specific type of person that I want to be with, and if they don't fit that role, see ya. But thank God, for the most part, she's fit my role pretty well. For the most part.
Why?
Anyways, we'll move on to the next question. What do you think are God's purpose for marriage? You want my red pilled answer, or do you want my like normal human being answer?
Both.
My red pill answer would be that the woman follows the man and leads the raising the family, and takes into responsibility her role as a biological female, but as like a normal human being that lives in society that's not like what the Bible says.
Yeah.
God's purpose for marriage, just to respect one another and like love one another.
Like a covenant.
Yeah.
But the Bible does say that about like relationships, like but it is like traditional for the man to be like the leader of the family. It doesn't mean the woman needs to like follow. I think that there needs to be compromise and
Polygyny.
I think there needs to be compromise and discussions about certain things. Like I don't think it should be like the woman needs to agree and accept anything that the man says or does. But I think that like for the most part, the Bible structure of a family household is a pretty good one to follow, just because.
Cool. Let's do it. Is that cool? Is that it?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you.
Yeah, you cut me off. Yeah, you did that.
Anything else you want to say?
No.
Don't lie.
No, I'm not lying.
Question 19. What are your beliefs about prenuptial agreements?
Wait, really? Swear that that's the question.
I swear to God.
Oh, I don't agree in that.
I do agree with prenuptial agreements.
Okay, I just don't think that that's like.
No, but listen.
Not because I'm trying to like gold dig. There's literally like no reason for me to do that. I have my own things I'm going for myself and my own like.
Just disclaimer.
Goals
She
in
wants to
life.
be a doctor, so she's not gonna like be a
I'm not gonna like mooch off of you, but at the same time, I don't think that there's a reason that you should go into a relationship planning for it to end.
Well,
and that's how I feel about it.
You know how I feel about it, and I still am very adamant about it. And what I am gonna make us do if we ever get married is
You wouldn't say that if we were on camera. You wouldn't say the if part.
When we get married, what do you want to say?
Yeah, thank you very much, Go.
I always say if we get married. Are you kidding me?
No, because if I say it, you're like, you said if.
Yeah, because I fuck with you. You're the one who always talks about it. You know I say if we have children, if we get married. You know I say that shit.
No, I feel like you should not say that stuff.
Yeah, I just critique you. I mean, I could die. This is what's funny. I could die tomorrow and you could marry somebody else in 5 years. Anyways, I do believe in prenuptial agreements, and I've told you this before, and we had a deal, and you broke that deal.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
But listen, no, listen, babe. I do agree with prenuptial and postnuptial agreements. Not, like, listen, if you don't sign a prenup or postnup or whatever you want to call it, that doesn't specifically state that I don't have to pay you alimony, I'm going to have to pay you alimony, and I will never do that.
What is alimony?
Are you kidding?
What is
You don't
it?
know what alimony is?
No.
Alimony is if I make more money than you and we get divorced, until you find and marry somebody else, I have to pay you a certain amount of money. Monthly. Not child support. Alimony. if I'm which I will be a very wealthy person, and you are maybe not even that wealthy, but you're let's say you're making $400K as a doctor, and I'm making, let's just say $8 million a year.
$8 million.
I'm just saying, I don't know. You don't think I'll make that
No,
much?
that's really good. Very aspirational. I love that. I just didn't expect you to think. I just didn't expect that to come out of your mouth because one time we were walking down Palm Beach Island and you said, "I don't think I'll ever get to this," but I feel like if you make $8 million a year, you can definitely get to Palm Beach Island.
That's like ball. I'm talking about like total 8 million. Maybe take home. I don't know. I'm gonna be a millionaire one day.
I know you're gonna be a millionaire.
Believe it or not. Anyways, if I live a certain like above your lifestyle threshold by your income, I have to pay you so you can live the same lifestyle you did while you were married to me.
Yeah, what's the problem with that? But we wouldn't get divorced.
All right, guys, thank you guys for checking out this podcast. I have to end this now and consider my relationship again.
Stop! That's the third time you said that, and I don't like it. So stop.
Yeah, because that's bullshit. I mean, I'm not gonna let you sit here and tell me.
But why would we like go into our marriage thinking that we're gonna get divorced?
Because there's always. What if I cheat on you, bro?
Why would you do that?
I'm not going to.
Okay, so then if you're not going to, then I should trust you and not to cheat on me so we don't have to get divorced.
All right, words don't mean shit. I agree with prenups. She doesn't. That might be a problem later in the future. But I'm just saying, like, I don't. Maybe the prenups, honestly, before you get married, sometimes don't mean shit. It's like half of the stuff that I have before my time is yours. So at the date of you guys' marriage, half of the stuff that I have now is mine. Anything built after, you have to have a post-nuptial agreement to say that because we built this, it could be we built this together. It'll be included in your alimony payments or your, whatever settlements. So like a prenup now, like if we were to set a prenup now, you're gonna have you're gonna have like $12,000 to your name. You have half of whatever total I have. Or whatever, plus the car or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, but
yeah, my parents got divorced. I know how it works. But my mom was technically owed stuff that she never even got because she doesn't want to go to court and she doesn't care about it. So it really doesn't mean nothing.
Yeah, but if you want to go to court and take that money back away from me, then yeah, it'll mean something. All right, guys. For all the men watching out here, I love my girlfriend a lot, but I'm also very, very and real quick before we keep going and before we end the podcast, I'm very like serious about my stuff, and I tell you, does that offend you sometimes?
What?
Like my red-pilled mindset?
I don't think so. Because you're not, like, mean on red pill. Like, some people on red pill Latinos are just, like, you know what I mean? But, like, you're, like, kind of level-headed. For the most part, I agree with your, like, red pill stuff. But sometimes you're, like a little bit extreme.
Does it offend you that I'm telling you that I want to get a prenup? Does that offend you?
It does not offend me, but I don't love the idea of a prenup. I don't love that.
What about marriage counseling? You like the idea of marriage counseling?
Wait, why?
I'm asking you.
But why?
Do you think
I don't like the idea of marriage counseling. I hope we would never need marriage counseling.
Would you go to a marriage counselor before getting a divorce?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're gonna force your husband, let's just say me, to go to a fucking marriage counselor,
why you wouldn't want to try to go to a marriage counselor before you got divorced?
I don't know. I'm of the belief that if you can't solve it between your guys' selves, there's no other than God. There's not like a third party that I feel like is gonna be worth your like. I don't know. That's just that's my theory. I'm very like, I don't, you know me, I don't like really believe.
Yeah, but I feel like I would exhaust every option, and that means that you would not, and that's a problem. So you would literally have a prenup and then get divorced with me before exhausting every option and not have a divorce.
Well, no, I'm saying like if you have like these things that you're making, let's just say me, you would make me go through before getting a divorce. I want to go through things before we get married so that if there's a divorce, I am backed up.
But why are we trying to like have... Why are we thinking we're going to get a divorce? I don't think...
Wait, failing to prepare is preparing to fail.
Okay. I just feel like that's a terrible mindset.
I mean, it's a bad mindset, babe, but like nowadays it's just hard to trust anybody 100%. It really is. I don't know why anyone would trust anybody 100% to begin with.
Do your parents have a prenup?
No, because my parents were broke and they were immigrants.
Oh, wow.
What type of aspirations?
Oh, wow.
What type of aspirations do you think my parents had when they came to USA? They were going to be fucking millionaires and have a shit ton of money? You think they had that mindset?
And what about it? What about it? It means they didn't
Also,
trust each
you want
other
to talk
enough.
about, you want to talk about the divorce rate when my parents were getting married?
What was it?
Probably like 15%.
You don't actually know because you just
Okay,
said probably.
if I look it up and I'm correct, no more questions about the prenup.
When did they get married?
1996. 1997.
That's when my sister was born. That's when Nicole was born.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
You want to know the divorce rate in 1997?
Yes.
4.3%.
What is it now?
52%.
Yeah, but we're still not gonna get a
My point. Next question. See, listen, the red pill, sometimes you want to hear it. Sometimes I don't want to hear it. Sometimes it gets annoying. But there's like things about it that you gotta take into account. Look at the crazy changes, babe.
But that doesn't matter.
You're thinking with emotions. I'm thinking with logic. This is a perfect duo dynamic of a man versus a woman. I'm thinking with statistics. You're thinking about our love. I love this girl. I love her so much. I love her more than I've ever loved any other individual other than my mother and my sister and my grandparents and, other family members and stuff. A couple family members. But I'm saying this. I'm saying this on camera. I love her more than I love anyone else that I've ever met, I've ever been with, most family. To some extent. There's some family that I love you equally, but I love this girl a lot because she's very special and she's got a lot going on for herself and she treats me with respect. But this does not take away that, like, if I was going to get into a business relationship with my sister and it was a serious business relationship, I'm probably going to sign some sort of papers. Like, I'm not going to just say handshake. Like, that's just the truth. I'm serious. Anyways. And not even handshake. Because if we were to no, I'm serious. If we were to go into business together and we were to have our names on paper, the business fails, we're both not liable. If our marriage ever fails, if we get married, I'm liable. I'm liable. Unless you're making more money than me.
But I don't care. I wouldn't take your money. I wouldn't take your money.
Well, let's just play devil's advocate, and we're gonna wrap up here fairly soon. But we're stuck on this question. But let's just say you think you deserved it. Like, no, I'm serious. Like, let's just say like Water Buffalo goes crazy. It gets big. We start, I start doing stuff with the insurance stuff, and we're going crazy. And you don't go to med school, or you're going to med school and you drop out, or you go to med school, you finish, but you don't become a doctor, and you're helping me out. And we're making a shit ton of money, and then I'm like, you know what? I want to run off with this 20-year-old girl, and I want to get a divorce.
What?
Babe, I'm just making shit up.
Yeah, then I would have literally no problem taking your money, but you would never do that.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. You have no problem taking my money.
If you freaking screw me over after I gave up my entire life to help you, and then I helped you become super successful, and then you cheat on me?
I know. Okay, listen, that's what I'm saying. You do all these things, right? And you want half of the bread? I understand.
So what makes you think that I shouldn't have half of the bread if I help you and then you cheat on me?
How are we going to know? Then you have to delay the marriage. How are we going to know at the point at which we get married where we are in life? I guess that's going to determine whether or not a prenup makes sense. Yeah. If you're already a doctor and you're making your own money and you're not really helping me out with my stuff, I think we should get a prenup because you don't deserve half of my shit if I become very successful or when I become very successful. If you bust your ass and
but like, when we're married,
I understand why you would want a prenup. Not you, but like females that like work hard and help and do stuff to help build a business. But there's other ways that like that can be implemented into me having to like let's just say, for example, take Water Buffalo, for example. In the next 10 years, it gets crazy. We start making a bunch of money. Like I would assign you portions of money for what we're making depending on how much you help me out. Like I'm not just going to give you shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't just give you shit if we get divorced. But if you're like...
But that's if we get divorced. What if we're married?
Yeah, I mean, everyone's money. If we're married, my money is your money.
But like, here's like I don't plan, I don't plan on working when I have kids.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So like, when we have kids, I'm not going to be working, which means that you're going to be like provider, which you should be fine with. And then I don't feel like if I'm not working or contributing to the family like household or the family like financials for like a period of time, like if which would never happen, we get divorced, why would I take your money? if like I just got to live and just be a stay-at-home mom while you
Why
provided
would
for
you
everything?
take my money? Why wouldn't you take my money?
Because I would have my own stuff.
Yeah,
But
you
we would
say
never
that,
get
but
divorced.
you say that, but what if we're making? What if I'm making an absurd amount of money? Let's just say I'm making $8 million a year, like we said earlier, and you're living
But
at
I'm
home,
not
and
greedy
you're not.
or
You're not.
selfish.
Yeah, you're saying
I'm
that, babe.
a
But how can
nice
I?
person.
How do I believe that? I know you're a nice person. I know you're perfect. Let's talk about this on a practical level. Not us. We're talking about other people. Let's just say.
No, I'm talking about
not,
me.
not the crazy love that we have, soulmates forever. None of that shit. I'm talking about like practically and logically. If we're doing a word problem for school, right? It's a word problem. And there's an answer. The answer is if you're not
That
contributing.
is such a stupid question because we're never even gonna get divorced.
Okay. Anyways, that's like again a female argument versus a male argument. I literally just showed you the statistics. My parents didn't get a prenup in 1997 because 4% of the population were getting divorced at the time.
But
also, they were immigrants.
that's 4% of people who have already been married for a long time. They were
That's
only
like-
getting married in that year.
That's like saying
They were getting married in that year. Like, there's no way to tell.
you want me to look up 1998?
No. I
Well,
don't
no, I'm
know.
just saying it's an indicator of like marriages failing. Like if it starts at 4% and then 10 years it's 15%, in 10 years it's 65%. Oh no, it's just gonna magically drop off. Like babe, the divorce rate is gonna get worse. It's more than 1 out of every 2 people. It's more than 52 out of 100 people get divorced. So flip a
How
coin.
can that be? How is that possible? More than 1 out of every 2 people? What is that? 1.5 people?
No, but I'm just saying the probability is above 50%. You want me to look it up?
No, I understand.
All right, we're going to go to the last couple questions here. In a relationship, what part of giving yourself do you struggle with? Giving yourself to.
Like,
Part of giving of yourself.
I don't really struggle with any of it. I feel like
You're very giving.
I give
You're very
everything.
giving.
Like
I
time, of scratches.
Sex.
Cut that out. Cut it. Oh. Yeah, I don't really like. I feel like support. I don't know. I don't really have a hard time. Like, I try to know what he needs, but he doesn't really tell me what he needs. So
Yeah,
because he doesn't
sometimes-
really need anything, I don't think you ever really know what you need from me.
That's true.
But if you were to tell me, I would have no problem giving it.
I don't think I'm as giving as you. I'll be honest with you. But my philosophy behind why I'm not as giving as her is that I'm trying to build something for us, and like everything that I do is like has her in the back of my mind. So when I'm like talking about, like for example, if you were to like break down and you were like in Jupiter and I was at work, I'm not gonna pick up my girlfriend because I gotta do this thing for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, one time I broke it down in LaBelle and you almost drove out to help me.
Yeah, like that. Like I would do anything for you in terms of that. But like little things like sometimes and I try it. Like when we go play that pickleball game, I try to give you some time. It's
Yeah.
just, babe, you know, like my life is very busy.
So his is time. It's the hardest thing for you to give in a relationship.
Yeah, because the time that I'm not doing stuff, and I'm trying to get better at it. I'm trying to get better at time management.
Yeah.
But, like I think I give you a lot of my time. I always pay for all like the little things that we do. I try to.
Yeah.
I try to like take care of her in that way. But she's definitely more giving than I am. It's just because sometimes I'm just very overwhelmed with different things, and I don't have like. And when she's in med school, I'm sure you're gonna be like equally as overwhelmed.
We'll see.
Huh?
We'll see.
Okay, and we're gonna let's go to 25 if there's one on 21. What are your beliefs about pornography, and what degree has this ever been a part
Oh my
of your
gosh,
life?
really?
How recently?
Oh wow. Never for me.
Lies.
Not lies.
Lies.
Not lies. My beliefs about it are that it's harmful to like all of society and to relationships like on a smaller scale. I think it's like really it's like a parasite in our world.
I'm actually a huge advocate for not watching pornography, not masturbating.
Wait,
against-
really quick, the reason that probably the divorce rate has gone up so much is probably contributes to it.
You think so?
Probably.
People say that there's different reasons for divorce. Financials and infidelity are the top two, which are like
But I feel like it's just like, I don't know. I feel like it's also like adds a lot to infidelity.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think a lot of people's problems are caused by pornography. Like a lot of mental illness and shit like that is caused by addiction to sex and addiction to pornography and whatnot. We both agree for the most part. I think I can't jump inside her mind and see what's been her past life. I mean, as a young man, many young men watch pornography, but I haven't watched pornography in I don't know how long.
Yeah, you do. Like 4 years, you say.
I said I don't know how long, 4 or 5 years. Ever since I got even before, like I always thought it was weird. I always thought it was a weird thing. I never really enjoyed it. I always thought it was like it's just for what it is. It's just you're watching two people have sex or do fucking. That's the basic. There's like crazy shit out there, fucking animals and whatever other crazy. There's a lot of stuff out there, and it's like there's like this level which is like very weird, and then there's like the ceiling which is like you can't even imagine. Like me and you would probably sit down if we were to look up like top 10 craziest porn. There's probably videos of people like. I don't even know. I couldn't even imagine. Like, there's weird shit.
I know, like a lawyer who like used to fight for, like people who used to watch like children and stuff. Like,
used to fight for them.
No, like, well, he was like a defense attorney, and he was trying, but he would drop those cases because he couldn't handle it.
I don't know about that stuff.
Yeah, but I grew up homeschooled, so like I didn't even know it existed for the longest time. No, nobody ever freaking told. I never had conversations about that stuff. No one ever told me. Like, I didn't even like. Why would I think to go on the internet about stuff like that? Like, and then when I first like heard about it, I was like, where do you even find stuff like that? Like, I just never had the desire for it. I think that's one way in that growing up homeschooled and sheltered was good for me.
Okay. Yeah. So we both have the same views on that. I'm going to say number 22. If I was a doctor and you were describing your medical history for me, what would it entail? Accidents, hospitalizations, diseases of any kind, including HIV, AIDS, syphilis, herpes, or others. I've had one STD before. It's not funny. I'm being serious.
You literally have not. Stop being serious because you have to end soon. You literally haven't had any STDs.
I've had herpes before on my mouth.
I've never had any STDs.
Oh, I'm serious.
And I've never really been hospitalized. I've been hospitalized like once in my life because I had inflammation around my lungs. It was called pleurisy, and I passed out because of it. And then I went to the hospital for like half a day.
She's too fat.
I was cutting the grass and I inhaled too much of the grass. I was on a lawnmower.
Allergic reaction.
Yeah, like I inhaled all the grass and the dust from the grass, and it caused inflammation around my lungs. So then I passed out because I couldn't breathe, and then my dad drove me to the hospital. The only other time was when I sprained my ankle, and I insisted on getting a cast because I thought it was cool. But it was just a sprain.
No, I've never had any of that, any STDs or anything. I have had herpes on my lip, but it's from the sun. Like when you go out in the sun, your lip gets like super disgusting.
That's not herpes, babe. That's just
it's
a sun
herpes,
blister.
Bro.
It's literally a sun blister.
It's a type of herpes.
I think we both have good medical history though, which is good because hopefully we won't. Well, except for your grandpa.
He was 85, 86.
But he had dementia.
Yeah. If something really bothered you about me, how would you go about expressing it to me?
If something really bothered me about you, I would go to you and say, babe, I really don't love this about you.
There's certain things, like I said before, that I like to keep within myself. And there are certain things about you that bother me. And we've been over this. I've talked to you about this before. It's normal. You're not going to find the fucking perfect Virgin Mary of your life. That's like the everlasting beauty of who your partner is supposed to be. But you have to learn how to accept your partner for who they are. For the most part. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to settle. Like, I would never settle for a shit.
But how would you tell me if something bothered you about me?
Okay, I'm getting to that. I'm saying that, like, for the most part, we've hashed out a lot of our indifferences, and you know how I would approach things. I typically just get very irritated if something's been repeated, and there's nothing that's happened that hasn't been a topic we've discussed before. It's never like something just came out where you're like, this is it. And I'm like, I've never seen that about you before. That's strange. Like, that's never come up. It's always been things that we've talked about, and it's been like, hey, look, we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
And then that's been it. But, like, if something really bothered me about you, I would probably just tell you straight up.
Yeah, but he's, like, jokes about it first. He'll, like, be, like, jokingly angry. Like, jokingly irritated. Just the way that you approach, like, if something bothers you. Like you'll like kind of joke about it and be like kind of sarcastic and put like a bunch of laughing emojis in.
Do I really do that?
Yes. It really bothered me because I'm very serious about it, and you're just like, I mean, you're serious about it.
I don't send laughing emojis.
Yeah, but you kind of see, yes, babe.
I don't
yes,
ever
you
send you
do. Like
laughing
you'll
emojis.
make. Yeah, oh my gosh, you can literally look it up. I'll search it in my.
Like
in
the
my
thing
messages.
today with the TikTok thing. I was speaking funny.
No,
You're talking
it's
about
not
actually being
funny.
serious? Yeah,
No,
actually
I'm
being
talking
upset?
about like a lot of times, like when you're actually being serious. Like you'll just try to, you're like slick about it. But I'm like just nice about it. I try to be
It's
nice in
strange
like
because
arguments.
I can't really recall many times that I've ever made it.
Yes, I would literally look it up in our messages. I know.
A lot of the times, the things that might have angered her, and you are kind of nice about. There's been certain things that have popped up, and I'm like, oh shit, and you're like, what's this? Not that I've done anything bad, but just instances where things
Like instances where if it had been me, like you would have reacted a lot differently. You would be like, I'm going home. Bye.
No, because I
I'm
feel
like-
like
And I'm just like, I understand. Like, I know that this is like, you didn't do it on purpose, you know? I love you,
agree
though.
and disagree on that.
Agree to disagree.
What would those in your prior relationships say about you? What did you learn from them?
I don't think that they would have anything bad to say about me. I think they would say that I was always very supportive and that I always tried my best and always very goal oriented, same way that I am now. And what was the second part of the question?
What did you learn from them? We kind of talked about that earlier, but
Yeah, we kind of talked. And I would say just don't settle in life. Like, no matter what. That would be what I learned from them. Just don't settle in life. Because, like, it's, like, kind of inevitable. Like, just because you'll be comfortable and you'll think, like, whatever, it's not a big deal. But it's going to bother you for a while. Like, if you know you're settling and you don't want to be settling just because you don't have, like, you know.
Honestly, I can't think of something they'd say. So let's just call her. No, I'm just kidding. Or call hers.
Are you serious right now?
Or him. Or her and him. What would you or those say in a prior relationship?
That would be good clickbait. Call her exes.
Call her right now. No,
to see what they had to say.
No, I'm trying to have like a serious conversation. I hope this offers some insight to people. It's making a weird clicking noise now. Hold on. You hear that?
Yeah, but it's okay. I don't think you can really. Maybe it's mine.
Yeah. Adjust it real quick. I have to fucking watch this later.
It's okay. Yeah, I don't think that you can hear it.
Okay. Anyway, so what would they say about me? I hope only good things. Probably some of the same, like, towards the end, probably some of the same stuff that you know about me already. Like I've more, like I said, I've evolved a lot throughout my life, not just through my last relationship, just throughout life. So like there was different versions of me, and I would say I'm like similar to the same person. I'm just very like strict about it now. So I would say good things, maybe bad things. I don't know, but I would. The only bad thing that they would say about me is probably what you know about me and you enjoy about me. So
Yeah.
that I'm hardworking. I don't take time off to do other things. Like
Yeah.
I'm a no bullshit type of person. Like that's probably the only bad thing I would think that they would say about me. And that's a bad thing for some people because some people are fucking losers. No, I'm just kidding. Some people just live their life a different way. So that's what I would say. What I learned from them, I've said it before, just, being a better person, not settling for sure.
Yeah.
Not settling for sure. And when I say being a better person, I meant for myself, not for someone else. Just leveling up is what I learned from it. You need to level up when you're with somebody, like you said, you settle with, and you level up, you realize how much you were just leaving behind.
Yeah, and I think that some people hold you back in life too. So like, I think that you realize after the fact that how much like you could have accomplished without certain people in your life.
Yeah, and not just that, with the relationship of friends too. Like friends can definitely hold you back, and in terms of relationships, it's so much more layered. It's like friends can hold you back because they could be doing nonsense and wasting your money, wasting your time, wasting your efforts, but throw love on top of that in past relationships.
And
So
expectations and like
Yeah.
commitments and
Yeah.
trying
Yeah.
to make somebody else happy when it's not really like suitable for
Exactly.
your life.
Exactly. And then, like I said, with friends, you can kind of like, it's easier to cut off friends and be like, all right, dude, I'm not going to go out tonight, or I'm not going to be doing that, or I'm not going to do drugs with you. But like a girlfriend or a boyfriend, you're like, have some sort of sentimental value tied to them. So it's harder to like get away from the fighting, get away from the whatever shit you're going through. All right, last one, and then we're going to close it out. We got 75 more, but maybe we'll do this another time. It's been really fun.
76.
I've learned a lot of things from this episode, so.
Not really.
Yeah, no?
You did not learn that much. I feel like you knew a lot of this about me before.
No, I meant like we had a good discussion. Like it's a good
Yeah.
back and forth. I think we spoke a lot and got to talk a lot about. You don't think you learned anything new about me today?
I'll think about it next one.
It's the first time we've discussed topics like this in a little while.
Yeah.
All right, what is there about life and personality that concerns you at this time? What about my life and personality concerns you at this time?
Mm.
Good one.
Nothing really. I mean, like I say this about him sometimes, and I think it bothers you, but I think you're very like extreme with some of the things, but I think it's because like this is how you like you were so, like you were not this extreme like before, like a few years ago, right? And then you just dove like head into like everything red pill, everything like extreme, and I think over time like you're either gonna get more extreme or like you're gonna like level it out a little bit. But I don't think it necessarily concerns me about like our relationship or anything like that. I just think like I'm like I always had the same like beliefs as you, but just I wouldn't voice them the same way that you do sometimes. Like I think that
You have
I
some
believe
pretty
in
extreme, like, we're going to talk about something in code, but, like, there are certain things that, like, you changed my perspective on, and maybe it's because I, like, found somebody that agreed with me on something like that, but, like, I would compromise on certain things, like, for my children, you know what I'm talking about?
yes.
For my children with somebody else,
Yes.
with, like, another partner, not
Yes.
saying, like, my ex, but, you know, anybody else.
Like
but,
if somebody else
Yeah.
wanted that for their children,
yes.
but you don't want that for your children.
Yeah,
anymore.
you've allowed me to accept that.
Like there's a no tolerance policy there for me. There's no. And it was the same for me. Like I think like a lot of it's really hard to find. Do you hear that?
Yeah, I hear that too.
I don't know what that is.
I'm trying to shut this down. It's got worse.
But I think that it's really hard to find somebody who like there it's gone, who would agree with that. That's probably one of the things I appreciate about you the most is that you were like very open to that. But I wouldn't tolerate it either way. You didn't agree with me. No. I guess I am extreme on that. Yeah.
Yeah, so like I would tolerate it. Like I would definitely compromise. Like if you were like, yeah, I don't want that for my kids. Like I want them to, you know, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, okay, but I want to like wait. I want to make sure that's not like
spread them out.
a bunch of them, and not the new one.
But how about now? Like if it wasn't me and it was somebody else, how about now? What would you feel?
It depends. Like, it depends if like where I'd be at. I'd probably say no because I'm like very extreme now. Like,
Yeah.
I've gotten to the point where I don't give a fuck. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm single for the rest of my life, I love you. But like, I don't really care, so I'd probably not.
Yeah.
And at that point, I'd probably no.
He just has a no tolerance policy on a lot more things than I do. Put it that way.
Yeah, of course.
So it's like.
Because you haven't experienced some of the things that I've experienced.
Yeah, I know. But that's the only thing that I would say. Like,
I mean,
it doesn't
I don't know,
concern
maybe,
me because, like, technically I'm in control of it. But kind of like with the snap of a finger, he would just be like, "Bye," and never talk to me again. But I would never do anything that would like cause that. So it's like that's like I control that, but that's just how you are. But other than that, nothing really concerns me except you've gotten better with like sometimes taking time off to like work or taking time off of work to like go on vacation with me and stuff.
We've done a lot.
You're
of
not bad like
things
that,
year.
yeah. You're not bad about that. Like you work really hard, but you're not like opposed to like taking a week.
Yeah, we go out to eat a lot. We not recently though. We should go, but like I always try to give you everything I can give you.
Yeah.
More. Anyways, guys, thank you.
Wait, you didn't answer the question.
What about? How about you?
Yes, you don't answer it.
The fact that she's a female.
For real,
I swear.
babe.
The fact that you're a female, a modern day female living in the modern day world, and I'm not gonna be explicit, but you know, there's certain things about your life that I'm like kind of weary about, and I'm not talking about like anything about you, but I'm talking about other things. And actually,
But my personality. What does the question say, babe?
personality.
About my-
No,
Okay, about my life and personality.
Nothing.
Okay, I know what you're talking
Nothing.
about.
Nothing.
Yes, there is something.
no, there's nothing. I mean, nothing that I would say. Like I said, the thing I would say on camera, like there's certain things that I have digested that I'm think about, and I just those are personal things. And there's personal things probably you think about me that you're just like whatever, and nothing crazy, but it's just like there's certain things. But right now to speak about what is it about life personality that can show you at this time, yeah, like honestly, like there's not a lot of things.
Yeah.
There's
You like my personality?
I love your personality. Sometimes you're a little bit too much though. Like when you want to come like spending time together.
No, I'm not.
Sometimes
I am so not needy. I'm literally the least needy girlfriend. You don't even appreciate it. You literally don't even appreciate it.
If I went 3 or 4 days without wanting to hang out with you, would you be cool with that?
Yeah, but when you came back, I'd be like, I literally haven't seen you in like 15,000 days because you don't even want to
I
hang
know,
out with
but
me
if
anymore.
we didn't like at least get a workout in or like hang out.
No, it happened before, babe. I'm not even needy. Needy is like I don't even know what to do with myself if I'm never hanging out with you. I'm literally not needy. I just like to hang out with you. And that's important in relationships. You have to like each other and want to hang out with each other.
Well, we're coming up on our 1 year anniversary coming soon, so that's to show you guys what 1 year we'll do with 2 people. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, like I said, there's nothing like I said, the things that I would say that you know, other than that, like nothing crazy. Personality. I'm trying to think. Yeah, maybe that you're needy. That's it.
I'm not needy.
But that's not a concern. Like that's I'd rather you.
But
be,
I'm not needy.
I'd rather you be all over me and in love with me forever than be like distant with me and be like, oh, I don't know, you're not really the guy I'm looking for. I'd rather you be like head over heels for me for the rest of my life than like, you know, I have to like chase you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I have to chase you
No, baby.
away from your work to hang out with me. But like I get that you're busy and that you have stuff going on. Like I know that.
Why these fucking? How has your relationship with God changed in the past 5 years?
Because it's a Christian book. What do you
just
expect?
ask that question though.
Because it's 101 questions. Who can come up with 101 questions that are not even some of the same?
Okay. Anyways, guys, we're gonna be doing this again very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more podcasts, and I hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of a change on this episode. That is my beautiful girlfriend, Annika Hansen. I'm Old School Matt. Thank you guys for watching.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Hey guys, thank you guys for checking out this video. Make sure to go check out all of our other podcasts, Buffalo Barbecues, our Buffalo Workouts, and also a slew of other things, including challenges and whatnot. So make sure to check out all of these different things. Thank you guys for watching. I am Old School Matt here, and this is Water Buffalo TM. Peace.